Oh man, a huge moment for Bitcoin. It's breaking down from a critical pattern. How low can we go? And is this our final call, our final opportunity before an enormous bull run? What's my sentiment? How am I feeling post what the Fed just said? Loads to get into. Smash the like. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Look at this pattern here. If you're part of this community, fundamentally, you were not caught off guard by this move. If we go back to this horrible candlestick here, we tricked so many of you guys to the upside. It faked out. We made videos on a daily basis explaining, guys, the volume's not looking good. This breakout does not look good. You guys can go watch those videos. And it's come pulling back into the pattern, losing steam, and inevitably pulling back down. I never changed my thesis on this. You guys know I've been making content, and guys, I'm looking out for a bigger pullback. I shared this diagram with you weeks ago when this price point was moving up towards 31.8k. I said, guys, this move is losing steam. I don't think we're going to break the resistance here, right? It's more likely we're going to come back down to the bottom of the channel. And now, officially, we're in my red rectangle. This is where I wanted to DCA. This is where I wanted to buy, and I'll be doing exactly that. The deeper we get into this red box, I'm going to be nibbling even more. And I'm going to break down how far this move can go. And when I start to panic, when does this pullback start to become, we're in big trouble, there's some lower price targets? Because right now, it's a healthy pullback. I'm going to explain to you where that differential lies. Most people, when they see red in the markets, they go, oh, no, crypto's so rubbish. Look, I told you so. We knew this was coming. We're chilling. We let the short-term holders do what they're doing, but we know where we want to buy. And this is how you want to set up your buys. Again, if you want to learn TA, ijaz.uk/TA and save yourself the pain from doing this trial and error, ijaz.uk/TA is where you want to go. I'll take you from basics to advanced in TA using my experience and skills learned over 10 years in traditional finance. Definitely take advantage of that. The price of that's only going to go up, and I'm only going to keep adding more TA lectures in there for you guys. We're in this box here. Fantastic stuff. But let's look at this. And that the first thing I want to show you straight away, glaringly obvious, is we're losing our all-important daily EMA ribbon, right? Yesterday, we broke down from the daily EMA ribbon, and we're well below it now. And this is a risk factor. But for us, who know what we're doing, we know that this was coming. We know that from the weekly perspective, we were waiting for a major pullback. And we've got this. This is a nice pullback now. Just like we had our pullback leg here, this is just another pullback leg there. Nothing wrong with it. And that's why I was always waiting for this rectangle, right where the EMA ribbon is. I'm not a genius. I'm not like some genius. No, I just follow the TA. I follow where the EMA ribbon was, and I follow the trend, right? Nothing complicated here. And that's called confluence. If you have two or more things telling you that a certain level looks obvious, that gives you extra confidence, right? It's like having 2 or 3 witnesses in a murder case. It increases the probability that we're going to go there. So straight away, EMA ribbon told me this area. The upward channel where we touched once here and again here, and then now the third time was the other defining factor. The third defining factor, which I'm going to show you guys, is the Bollinger Band. I'm going to layer it over. Look at this Bollinger Band, guys. We spoke about this Bollinger Band. Said, guys, will Bitcoin be able to bounce from the center line? So far, no, but it has done so before. It tested right below this Bollinger Band, the center line, this red line here, and then it bounced to the top side. So that's what I'm looking out for now is, are we going to bounce from here and go attempt to move to the top of the Bollinger Band? Now, what's our worst case scenario? What's that case scenario that we're looking out for that says, okay, this really needs to pull back? I'm going to show you. I know this chart looks really busy, but I'm showing it to you like this for a reason. You can see the Bollinger Band, you can see the upward channel, and you can see the EMA ribbon. Let's now take off the upward channel on the rectangle because we know what we're doing there. Look at this. The EMA ribbon all the way to the bottom here, and the bottom of the Bollinger Band ties in. So if you look at that turquoise line there, that is your 200 exponential moving average, which ties in with the bottom band of our Bollinger Band. This is your final call. This is where things get really messy if we lose that level. Until then, I'm comfortable with a pullback all the way into our EMA ribbon. Even if we had to wick down and go test right here, and by the way, I'm going to give you that exact level, is 25.7K. 25.7K is where that 200 exponential moving average meets with the bottom of the Bollinger Band, right? So that's what I'm looking out for, is like the final call. But before then, I'm going to start panicking. And that's where we're going to get here. Just below this EMA ribbon, at lower than 27K, we've lost our weekly EMA ribbon. And then I've got to reevaluate. I've got to reevaluate and say, how much lower do we need to go on this pullback here? Because things could get painful. Up and until then, I'm comfortable DCAing. Again, let's bring out the diagram. I'm comfortable DCAing into this rectangle. The deeper we go into this rectangle, the deeper we go to the EMA ribbon, I'm buying more. I have no qualms here whatsoever. We've been calling for this for the longest time. So why am I now not going to take the opportunity? It's not like I didn't know, right? We knew it. We called it from here. We said, guys, going to come back to EMA ribbon. Cool. We're going to buy. And long term, if I can keep doing that, which you guys have seen, I've got a track record of doing that on this channel here with you guys, as I buy into the EMA ribbon, then when the price moves to the upside, my cost basis gets better and better. I keep nibbling in the downtimes here and over. If I can keep that up as a strategy, I'm always going to have the lowest possible entry. And that's what you want to do when you're building your long-term bag. What caused this on the short term, right? What caused this? Well, you guys know we're falling out from this pattern, right? We're falling out from this very important pattern. You can see we tried to break out to the upside, and now we're tumbling to the downside. You can see there's horizontal support at 27.7. That's very important. Then we've got some horizontal support at 26.2. And then the real big support is at 25,000. Remember, like I've just explained, if we lose 27, we've lost our weekly EMA ribbon. Then all bets are off, because on the weekly chart, if we start showing you this again, let me just show you this on the weekly chart. Remember what I shared with you guys? There is a big looming M pattern, which we cannot ignore. Up here, rejected. Up here, rejected. If at that point we come back down here, which is around that 24.8, 25K level, then we've just formed a double top reversal pattern. Again, something which we go through in our education program, and this will give you an extended move to the downside, probabilistically. Okay, so that's something I need you guys to be aware of. That is the risk factor right now. Now, what's causing some of this move? Well, we saw yesterday that the FOMC minutes came out yesterday. The FOMC minutes hinted that there are more upside risks to inflation. Now, of course, since those minutes, which were from the last meeting in July, we had new inflation data, which showed a bit of a mixed bag. Now, the market has kind of taken it in its stride in terms of what they're pricing in. You can see it's kind of caught up a little bit. You've now got 15% of the market saying, hang on, maybe we're not going to get a pause. Maybe we will get 25 basis points. So that is definitely having an impact on the market. We can also see here, if we jump into the traditional markets, they posted a horrible day yesterday, but today in the pre-market, they're trying to bounce somewhat here on the future. So we need to keep an eye out on that in terms of the pre-market. Now, another thing I have to share with you guys, one of the things which helped us predict this for the very long time, and I don't know why enough people are not talking about this, it's the dollar index. This whole trend over the last 18 months to 2 years now, since we've been through this bear market and the tightening cycle of monetary policy, it's all been dictated by the dollar index. It's all been dictated by the risk-off mentality of the market. And you can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 solid weeks of risk-off candlesticks here. How was Bitcoin supposed to do well? So when people last week got excited with that little breakout on the daily chart, like, are you missing the bigger picture? The bigger picture is the dollar index is rallying. It's trying to change the trend. And if it can change the trend, it's going to spell a lot of pain here for Bitcoin. And we've got to get prepared for some lower prices. So hopefully none of you guys got caught off guard. Now, what I want you to see is, of course, we've got this arrow, right? Where I'm saying, oh, if it can get back above its CMA ribbon, it's going to be a big problem for us. Look at that. It's trying to close this weekly candle, which it closes on Friday tomorrow. So 1 day and 12 hours, right? If it can close above the CMA ribbon, that's a problem. Now, it's not completely the end of the world, because we've seen it's closed above it and we've quickly sent it back to the downside. Same here, quickly sent it back down to the downside. But we've got to do that work, right? We've got to do that work in terms of rotating risk on to send this dollar index quickly and sharply to the downside. If we can't, Bitcoin will lose its weekly EMA ribbon. Exactly what I just shared with you will happen. If we can, however, do this, if we can send it to this side, then Bitcoin will be able to bounce from its EMA ribbon. Remember, they're inversely correlated. So that's really, really important. If dollar index regains its weekly EMA ribbon, chances increase rapidly of Bitcoin going to the downside and losing its EMA ribbon. Then we need to call for some painful price. All of that said, I don't want you guys to think I'm sitting here super bearish. No, I'm locked in. I'm in the market. We are not far away from this reversing majorly to the upside. These may be the final calls for us to add to our portfolio. These may be the final moments for us to get Bitcoin sub 30,000 before we go on an epic bull run. The analogy I used with somebody who asked me yesterday was, we are just sitting here taxiing for a takeoff. We're waiting for this big takeoff, and we've just got clearance from air traffic control after waiting on the runway for hours and hours and hours. But people are now getting impatient. They're leaving the plane, they're giving up, they're quitting, they're saying, I don't want to go on this flight anymore. We've been waiting for so long and we're close. These are the final shakeouts. Are you going to be shaken out, or are you going to manage to get through this? Hope you guys enjoy these updates as and when they come through. We appreciate it. Smash up the like. We've got a banger of a video coming up later today, so make sure your notification bell is on. Go watch this one for now here, and I'll see you in the next one.